John Donne. This is a name we are very familiar with at the Pratyancha channel. We have been following it on the playlist on metaphysical poets on the channel. If this is the first time you are watching a Pratyancha video, I would like to tell you that we do not just discuss poetry in English, but also we discuss Hindi, Sanskrit and Urdu poetry. At the moment, there are several playlists running on the channel, one of which is Metaphysical Poets, and John Donne is a metaphysical poet. If you want to know what metaphysical poetry is and what were basically the themes that John Donne dealt with, you must watch my earlier videos in the playlist. If you like the content today, I would request you to subscribe to the channel. The other playlists are on romantic poetry, women's poetry, and also one very long and extensive playlist on Kamayani, this epic work by Jaishankar Prasad in Hindi. The work that we are discussing here today is called The Good Morrow by John Donne. There are poems on love and then there are poems on love. This one really celebrates true love beautifully, and it almost wonders that what were you and I doing when we hadn't met each other? Why were we even living? And then it goes on to discuss what true love is. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece on the depth of true love and metaphysical poetry known for its conceits. Here, the conceit basically is that he's comparing his love to such things that you will be astonished how much of depth he sees in this relationship that he has with this particular woman, or the protagonist of the poem has with a woman. Also, I will first explain this poem line by line. I will let you know where the conceits are, and as we go line by line, I'll also discuss the metaphors and the imagery that the poet implies. The good morrow. This is a wonderful greeting. If you're British, if you're English, basically it's almost like saying, wishing a good morning to someone. You are basically wishing them a good day, a good future, the good morrow. And he says that now that I'm with my beloved, our futures are going to be beautiful. Every day, every other day from today shall be very, very beautiful. And look at the way he begins. I wonder by my troth. Troth is old usage. Basically, it means something which denotes truth or faith. So, upon my faith, upon my truth, I wonder. And basically, I want to tell you that I truly, truly wonder. I wonder by my troth what thou and I did till we loved. I wonder what were you and I doing till the time we fell in love with each other. It was just a waste of time. Were we not weaned till then? Now, weaning is an activity where basically a baby who's been suckling at its mother is then taken away from the mother and is fed on other food. So weaning is that you stop one source of provision of nutrition for the baby, and that is the mother's milk. But here the word weaning is used in a metaphor, and he says that we were so obsessed with the smaller pleasures in life and we yet hadn't weaned ourselves away from it, so we couldn't really fall in love with each other. So he says, were we not weaned till then, but sucked on country pleasures childishly? We kept sucking on smaller country pleasures and childishly so. We really did not know that bigger pleasures, more deeper pleasures awaited us, more deep pleasures awaited us. Or snorted we in the seven sleepers' den? Or maybe we were smoking hash or we were doing drugs in some seedy den. Basically, our youth we were spending away in trying to get intoxicated, and therefore we did not know that there is a greater pleasure that awaits us. It was so. Looks like it was so. But this all pleasures, fancies be. But that's fine. All pleasures, fancies be. If ever any beauty I did see, which I desired and got, it was but a dream of me. So one, I realized that I was involved in smaller country pleasures, childishly so, did not know that greater pleasures awaited me, or maybe I was whiling my youth away in getting intoxicated. But now that I know there was a greater pleasure, I also want to assure you that there were times when I fell in love with other women and I got them as well. But they were not even a shadow of you. He's telling his beloved that yes, I've been in love before, but I've never felt like this before, like I feel in being with you. Which I desired and got, it was but a dream of thee. So the person that I was with, they weren't really my cup of tea, but basically I had a dream of a perfect person. So every person that I fell in love till the time I met you was simply a dream of you, a dream of thee. And now, good morrow to our waking souls. And he's wishing her soul and his soul a good morrow, a good future, a good day. Good morrow to our waking souls, which watch not one another out of fear, for love, all love of other sides controls. Wonderful line to write here. Look at the complexity. In the first line, he says that I wish your soul and mine a very beautiful future. Then he says that these souls, your soul and mine, we are not really with each other out of fear. Now, this is a comment on marriages or alliances that happen where either party is insecure about life and only wishes to gain security from the other party. It is not about true love, it is not about companionship, but it is really about basically getting through life easily. And he says that this is not the case with your soul and mine. And also, he says that for love, all love of other sides controls. Another meaning that comes across when you read this particular line is that we are not afraid that you and I would ever leave each other. Because when you're truly in love, then this love controls other sides. When you're truly in love with the person that you're in love with, you don't look around. You don't look at other people in the same way. So, which watch not one another out of fear. Now here, watch one another could actually mean keep a watch on the other because you're scared that they would leave you. Or like I said, it could have also a meaning that we do not look at one another in fear or because we want the other person to feel an insecurity inside of us. No, it is love, and love, all love of other sides controls. And this love is not allowing us to look other ways. We are so much engrossed with each other and makes one little room and everywhere. Look at this conceit here, and makes one little room and everywhere. Two lovers in a room with each other, their world is with them. And wherever they are, they create this cozy corner for themselves. It may not be a room, but they might be so engrossed with each other that for them, everywhere is this world that they have created for themselves. So here, the conceit is makes one little room and everywhere. One little space, one little cozy corner that they get, that's everything for them, the whole world for them. And this is the power of love. This is the conceit that he employs here. Let's see discoverers to new worlds have gone. Let maps to other worlds and worlds have shown. Let us possess one world, each hath one and is one. Look at the alliteration here. Each hath one and is one. So what really is happening here is he's saying that lovers, even if they meet in a cozy corner in a small space, they make it everywhere. There for them, that is their entire world. So let people who go on sea voyages go and discover new lands. And here, once again, I would like to remind you, given the time period of metaphysical poets, this is the time in maritime activity when navigation is at an all-time high. Britain is just setting out to colonize other nations, and here he uses this thing that, and the memories, like I said, of Ferdinand Magellan or Christopher Columbus are not too far away into the past. So he's basically referring to this in his context, and he's saying, let's see discoverers go wherever they want to go and discover new lands. Let people draw maps and let them show newer worlds. But for you and me, we have found each other. And the line that he uses here, let us possess one world, each hath one. You have me, I have you. So we have our world with each other. And look at the last phrase that he uses, and is one. Each of us is a world unto ourselves. Each of us creates a world for the other person. We are basically a world unto each other. This is also a conceit that he employs. Now let us look at the third part of this poem. The third part starts at this line. My face in thine eyes, thine in mine appears, and true plain hearts do in the faces rest. So, in my eyes, I hold your face, in your eyes, you hold my face, and basically it is in our faces, in the way we look at each other, that our hearts go forth for each other. and true plain hearts do in the faces rest. It's very evident from one look at our faces who are we in love with. Our heart is written clearly upon our faces. Where can we find two better hemispheres without sharp north, without declining west? A reference once again to the scientific consciousness of the age of enlightenment, and he's speaking of the earth has two hemispheres, and he says we come together like two hemispheres of the earth come together and become one. But we are even better than the earth because we do not have sharp north and we do not have a declining west. Now he could have used south and east. Why doesn't he do that? Basically, north is where the cold north winds come from, and he's already in a very cold northern climate. He's in England. So he's saying that our earths do not have a sharp north. No, there is a lot of pleasantness, a lot of love between the two of us, even though we come together like the hemispheres of the earth. We do not have a sharp and very difficult north. Also, the declining west. So, declining west is a reference to where the sun sets. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. And he says that our hemispheres do not have to obey such laws. We do come together like two parts of a sphere and adhere to each other, and we are worlds upon each other, and yet we are better than the earth. We do not have a north which is very, very cold. We do not have a west where the sun sets. So this is again a reference, like I said, to the scientific know-how of that age, and that makes its way again into his poetry. And the conceit here is he's imagining lovers as two parts of a sphere, or two parts of the planet Earth. Whatever dies was not mixed equally. If our two loves be one, or thou and I love so alike, that none do slacken, none can die. It is again a very important thing to write for him. He says that if things die away, that means they don't belong to the equation. If things wane away, if things fade away, then they don't belong to the circumstances they are in. But you are so much in love with me, I am in so much love with you, and our love is so alike. It is so wonderfully deep on both sides. So there is absolutely no way that each of us can fall out of this equation into imbalance, and therefore nothing can take away the beauty of our love. Slacken is to make less. None do slacken. Nothing can slacken it. Nothing can make it any less than what it is. And none can die. Neither of us can die. Neither of us can make it less deep. Also, another notion that comes here is the theme that he says, whatever dies was not mixed equally. Mix more with me. Become more of me. Belong more to me, and let me belong more to you, because if we are that equally mixed, we surely cannot die. Because whatever dies is something that does not belong to the circumstance. Belong deeply to me, and I shall belong deeply to you, and therefore neither shall our love become less, nor shall we die. This is his absolute response to how much love two people can have for each other, and he calls the poem the good morrow, because he feels that if there is this depth of love to your lives, then all your future is going to be very, very beautiful. The Good Morrow by Donne. Keep following the Metaphysical Poets playlist on the channel. If you like this video, do let me know and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you.